Hi, it's Allannah. Welcome back to YogaYin. Thank you so much for joining us. Today I'm going to take you through a yoga sequence I put together for a student who has adenomyosis. That is when the lining of the womb grows into the muscular wall of the womb, and it can lead to symptoms like heavy periods, heavy clotting, painful periods, and also digestive symptoms. She also has endometriosis and quite bad adhesions from what we can ascertain. Her ovaries are actually pinned down by these adhesions, so they're quite bad, and she's also suffered from ovarian cysts. So this sequence today is specifically for dealing with those symptoms, for dealing with heavy periods, for dealing with painful periods, and for dealing with adhesions as well. So if that is your situation, I hope you enjoy the practice. Please keep your feedback coming. I really love hearing it. And if you would like a personalized sequence of your own, I have one left for 2018. So do let me know as soon as you can. Namaste. Hariom. First of all, I want you to come to your mat into a cat position. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, inner elbows in towards each other. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. Find your cat and just steady yourself. Beautiful. Then we're going to work through the spine in cat, and I want you to focus on maintaining your integrity in that upper to middle spine. So when we inhale and open out the throat, we don't dip too much through the lower back. So when you're ready, inhale, stretch out the throat, and exhale, curl through the spine, drop the head. Inhaling to open, exhaling to curl. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling any points of tension in the spine. Last round. And then inhale and gently come back to center. Walk your hands forward. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Inner elbows still towards one another. Tuck your toes under. Hips towards the ceiling. Downward dog. We're going to walk through the feet, dropping one heel at a time. Opening up the backs of the legs, working into the kidney meridian. And just starting to get the energy or chi flowing. Really feel into your body. Inhale here, exhale, sink your heels down. Take a breath. And then inhale, raise your right leg up towards the ceiling behind you, one-legged dog. And then take your knee through to your wrist. Slide your back leg down. Now, if it is available to you, you can move that right leg towards the front of your mat, deepening that stretch, just depending on what feels good for you. Check your alignment in your foot, make sure the toe is not sneaking into the middle of the mat. And if it's enough for you to just stay here and ease out that hip, stay here. If you can fold forward, do so. Stretching out the arms. And with each breath out, releasing a little more into the pose. Good. And then inhale, come back up. Tuck your toe under. Step back to downward dog and keep walking through the feet. Again, easing out the backs of the legs. Inhale and exhale, sink your heels down here. I want you to step your right hand over to your left now, because we're going to step that right foot forward into the lunge. Don't worry if it takes you a couple of goes to get there. Plant that foot down firmly, drop your back knee and uncurl your toe into lizard lunge. Now, if this is enough for you, and it is for a lot of people, I want you to just deepen that stretch right into the groin. And if you can come down onto your forearms, take hold and interlace the fingers, do so. Don't let this leg splay out to the side. Keep it hugged into the midline. And then when you're ready, come back up onto the hands, curl your back toe, step back to downward dog and walk through the feet once more. Should be feeling the backs of the legs start to open out. Inhale and exhale, sink the heels down. And now inhale, raise that left leg, bring the left knee through to the left wrist, slide the back leg down. You're going to find that one side is a little easier than the other side. And either stay up if you did on the other side, or fold forward and release. Beautiful. Tempting to stay there for a long time. Curl your back toe. Step back to downward dog. If you wish to, you can continue to walk through your feet, or just inhale and exhale, take a breath. Step your left hand now over to your right. Step your left leg around that left hand. Drop your back knee. Curl your toe and either look straight ahead, or if it's available to you, come down onto the elbows, to the forearms, and interlace the hands. Beautiful. Come back up onto your hands. Curl your back toe. Step back to downward dog and now release your heels. Backs of the legs should be feeling nice and lengthened. Soften between your shoulder blades. And just allow downward dog to balance the entire endocrine system. Dog, very good for dealing with heavy menstruation. Walk your hands up now to your feet. I want you to fold forward, take hold of your inner elbows and just hang. Release your arms when you're ready. Bend your knees and roll all the way Up through the spine. Shoulders, neck and head are the last to come up. Good. And then move to the center of your mat. Finding your Tadasana spine. So we're really going to ground down the body now. I want you to lift up your toes and spread them. Plant them down into the mat. And then lift up your heels just slightly and drop them down. Good. Bring your awareness up to your knees, and if you lock your knees back, please soften them. Bringing the pelvis into alignment. So alignment with endometriosis and adenomyosis can really, really help. So it's really good that we find our best alignment for our body, particularly around this pelvic area. I want you to draw your knees in towards each other. See if you can find the contraction at the inner thigh. Don't worry if you can't, it'll come. Hold that contraction and then gently tuck your pelvis under. Good. Drop through the sides of your body rather than the belly. I want you to leave the belly nice and free. The more we contract the belly, the more we get those muscles to engage, the more pain we can cause, particularly at menstruation. So draw up through the sides of the body, roll your shoulders back and down. The arms are strong but soft. And then gently tuck the chin in, looking straight ahead. Taking a few more deep breaths here, I want you to feel your weight in your feet. Stress can cause more pain and tension in the body. It's harder to feel stress when we can feel the weight in our feet or in the base of our body. Beautiful. One more deep breath. Good. And then we're going to come into Vrksasana or tree pose. So I want you to just shift your weight over to your left leg. Find a spot for your eyes to gaze on. Keep your eyes on that spot. And then lift the right leg either beneath the knee or up into the groin. Never on the knee. And then bring your hands to prayer. Keep grounding. And inhale, raise the arms, and exhale, open them out. And inhale, bring them back to prayer, and exhale, back down to the heart, and then release. Now, if you find that you're really unsteady when you come into tree pose, please feel free to use a wall. Okay, grounding down through the feet once more. Find your spot. Shift your weight over to your right foot, pick up your left. Either beneath the knee or into the groin. Hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Ground down through the feet. And then inhale and raise. Exhale and open. Inhale and raise. And exhale, bring it down to the heart. And then release it. So tree pose is not only a good pose for grounding the body, but it's also bringing the awareness to the heart and dealing with anything that's going wrong in the heart and the heart chakra. And we're going to do another pose now that is going to be good for opening out the heart and also opening out the body and just stretching any adhesion, those fibrous bands of tissue that can adhere our organs together. So what we're going to do in this one, I'm just going to turn around and show you, is we're going to take our arms back behind us, cross the thumbs over like so in reverse prayer, and open the elbows out. Now if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, I want you to take hold of your inner elbows instead. That's perfectly acceptable. But if you can bring them into reverse prayer, do so. Beautiful. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale here. We're going to come into a back bend. So I want you to ground down through your feet, your hips to your feet. And then we're going to gently inhale and exhale. And I want you to come back as far as you can. And most of us can come back a lot further than what we actually feel we can. Because we're holding ourselves steady at the hip. Drop the head. And then inhale, come back up to center. If you feel a little dizzy, just take a breath here. But it's really opening up the front of the body and opening up the heart space. Beautiful. Come back to center. Find your Tadasana spine. Bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra prayer at the heart. And then we're going to fall forward into Uttanasana once more. Soften the knees if you need to here. And either take the hands to any point on the legs which suits you, or if you can slip your palms underneath the soles of your feet, do so. Bring your weight forward over the toes. 6 deep breaths here. And then release your hands, bend your knees and gently roll all the way up through the spine. And again, shoulders, neck and head are the last to come up. So forward bends are really good for dealing with painful menstruation, and the back bends are really good not only with dealing with the adhesions in the pelvic area and opening up the heart, but also with controlling menstrual flow. So we're going to come down to our mat now. So when you're ready, I want you to come down into a seated position on your mat. So for this part of the sequence, I want you to have a strap, if you've got a strap, or if you don't, a nice long scarf will do the trick nicely. If you've got a blanket, I want you to sit up on a folded blanket, just sitting your ischial bones, those bones at the bottom of your body, up on that blanket, just to give you a little bit of extra length in the spine. I want you to bring the soles of your feet together, toes together. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana, which is a very, very good pose for ovarian cysts. I want you to either interlace your fingers around your toes or take hold of your ankles, whatever keeps your spine the straightest. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then inhale here and exhale. Sink your elbows down and use your body weight to ease out the hips and the groin. And then just drop the head and soften the body. I want you to completely soften. Let your belly be free. And then when you're ready, gently roll the body all the way back up. It's a nice pose for quietening the mind. We're going to come into Upavista Konasana. Legs out nice and wide. Now this pose can be a bit difficult for some people, and if you can feel it stretching the knees, I want you to lift up your knees and come forward like so, because it's not good to stretch the knees. If on the other hand you're feeling the stretch here in the groin, that's a good stretch, but still take it easy. Toes pointed up towards the ceiling, and I want you to just maintain this pose. Bring your hands to your belly. 6 deep breaths here. Beautiful. And then release it. Release the legs. Drawing in that right leg, sole of the foot to the left inner thigh. Janushirasana, head to knee pose. I want you to twist your body over your extended leg. Raise your arms up towards the ceiling. Fold forward, take hold wherever you're comfortable. Inhale and exhale, draw the head to the knee. Inhale, raise the arms, and exhale to lower. Swapping over to the other side now. Bending up the left leg, sole of the foot to the right inner thigh. Twisting the body. Janushirasana being very good for heavy bleeding. Good. Inhale, reach out. Again, come up and out of the hips, and then lower the arms. And we're going to come to Paschimottanasana, full forward bend, which is a great pose for adenomyosis. So I want you to bring the legs together and have the feet flexed so the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. I'm going to show you this from the side on my mat. So when you're ready, inhale, raise the arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale, fold forward. Now, if you find this pose difficult, I want you to bend up your knees so as not to strain your lower back. And of course, you can also use your strap if that feels more comfortable for you. Wind it around your wrists, and then just fold forward like so. Whatever variation works for you. Taking hold where you feel comfortable from that position. Look up, come up and out of your hips, and then exhale, fold. With each out breath, release a little more. And then inhale, stretch the arms forward, come up all the way, and release your arms here. Take the blanket out from under the buttocks and lie down on the mat. into Shavasana. Hug the knees into the belly, Apanasana. Place your hands over your knees, make small circles on the lower spine. And just ease out that lower back. And then reverse those circles. And hug the knees. Beautiful. I want you to keep hugging your right knee into your belly and extend your left leg all the way down to the mat. We're going to use our strap here. And I want you to place your strap around the base of your foot and then extend your leg up towards the ceiling. Strap in the right hand. And just pull the leg in towards the body. If you need to bend your knee here, please do so. Let the rest of your body relax completely. Inhale and exhale now. We're going to take that leg out to the right hand side, just as far as feels comfortable for you. Keeping the strap firmly in your right hand, placing your hand over the left hip, keeping both buttocks firmly on the mat. And then inhale, bring it back, take the strap in the left hand. Take the leg over the body, but not all the way over. I want that left buttocks firmly on the floor. And then bring it back to center. Take your leg into the body once more and take a deep breath. And then release the leg, take it all the way down to the mat, and just for a moment, appreciate the difference in the two sides of the body. So Supta Padangustasana, what we're practicing right now, very, very good for heavy menstrual bleeding, very, very good for menstrual pain, and very good for ovarian cysts. Okay. Now the left. Bringing that left leg up, holding the strap in the left hand. Inhale and exhale, take it out to the side as far as is comfortable. Right hand over the right hip. And then inhale back to center. Taking the strap now in the right hand over the body. One more breath. And then inhale back to center, take a breath. And then release it all the way down to your mat. And again, lie in Shavasana. Just let your body absorb the benefits of that pose. Beautiful. Now we're going to come into Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. Come to Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. I've actually got a blanket underneath me because it's quite cold here and the cold is coming up from the floor. So if the same is for you, I want you to fold your blanket up lengthwise so that you can lie there. Otherwise, just sit your buttocks close to the wall sideways, and when you're ready, inhale and gently take your legs all the way up the wall. Beautiful. Now we're going to take those legs hip distance apart and bend to the knees. And this is a pose purely for adhesions. What I want you to do is inhale and open out your right leg, and then exhale, bring it back to center. And then inhale, open out the left, and exhale, bring it back to center. We're just going to continue like that, with this nice, gentle stretch for adhesions. Good. And then we're going to start to take both knees over together. Which is going to feel like a bit more of a stretch, but we're just going to practice in a flowing motion. From side to side. So this pose doesn't look like much, but as you can probably feel, it's much more complicated. It's much more challenging than it looks, particularly if you have endometriosis, because we can often get pain right down the front of the thigh. And that makes all of those muscles very tight. So even the smallest of movements in yoga can be a release and a relief. And then bringing your knees back to center, soles of the feet together, open out the knees, Baddha Konasana up the wall. You can let those feet drop down as far as they will. And again, just bring your hands to your belly. Breathe down into the belly. Gently letting go. And then extend your legs all the way up the wall. Good. When you're ready, float the eyes open. Gently bend your knees. Roll off to one side and make your way back to a seated position on your mat. Beautiful. Just sitting in easy cross-legged or Siddhasana, pose of a sage, or lotus if you like to sit in lotus. Letting the belly be nice and free. And then I want you to bring the palms of your hands together and bring the tips of your fingertips and bring the hands together at the heart. And I want you to envision a beautiful lotus at the heart in shades of white and pink. Gently opening with each breath in. Breathing it right down to the belly. feeling the whole body refreshed and renewed. And letting go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Just let it go. And float the eyes open. And release the hands. So that is our yoga for adenomyosis, for heavy menstrual bleeding and menstrual pain, for endometriosis, for pain and adhesions. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you to have a pain-free rest of the day. If you would like a personalised sequence, I have one left for 2018, so do let me know as soon as you can. Namaste.